All right, here we go. All right. Today we have Samyang Fire against Team Socialized Healthcare, Tier 0 for Week 4. First matchup is going to be Little Chava or DM Keen against, I don't know how to say his name, Lingapump? Lynch Pump?
Lynch Pump, yeah, who knows, man.
The important thing is it's a ZVZ, so we won't have to say his name for long. Don't have to worry about it.
It's very true, very true.
So, all right, and without further ado, let's get in the game.
Oh, is it Lingy Pumpy? That's at least the same in the chat.
Lingy Pumpy? All right, I mean, I'll go with that.
Hey, I just call him Link Pump, because that's probably all he does anyways, right?
Yeah. I figured probably, it's a good clue as to what he's going to do. All right, we got a Little Chava and or DM Keen in the red Zerg in the top right. And let's go with Lingy Pumpy, or just Lingy or something.
Lingy Pumpy, yeah. Yellow Zerg here at the bottom left. I think the map is Fighting Spirit, right? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Check. Alright, so cross positions here on Fighting Spirit. So definitely whoever opens up with a more economic build, 12 pool, 12 hatch, is going to be favored here. We're going to have to see what they're going to end up doing. I'm not actually sure what the more popular builds are these days. Obviously, ZVZ is chaotic as ever, so
yeah.
Who knows what the hell goes on in these players' heads.
I mean, you're still a Terran player, right? I saw you were trying to learn Zerg, but from what I remember, you were mostly a Terran player. Yeah,
I'm still a Terran player.
Yeah.
Last stream I was playing Terran, so...
I'm Protoss, so we are the perfect people to cast this game.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we do see here that Keen, or Little Chava here, has actually gone for a 10 drone, so it might be a 10 hatch, and that is what it is.
That's what it looks like. I don't know what that means. It seems like it's probably like some kind of Ling Flood, because it's not economic to get a hatch that early, right? It's more about getting the larva fast for the big Ling Flood. Yeah,
exactly. On the other side here, we actually have the 9-pool gas coming out for Lingy Pumpy, and that is going to be, I think it's going to be okay. Depends here if Keen's going to opt for, he's going for pool here on 9. So 10 hatch 9 pool, I think that deals pretty well with a 9 pool, I want to say, but I could be wrong about this. I'm not entirely sure about the timing on this pool.
Do you think it's gonna be like a speedling thing, or get to lair as fast as possible for Lingy Pump?
Well, I think that with his Overlord Scout coming out and then being cross positioned, he's not gonna get the scout up. I think if he were to get the first scout, I think it might have been speed. But now that he hasn't scouted, he might just go straight into a layer instead. Okay. We're going to look at the gas count right here, going to 100, and he hasn't started that metabolic boost just yet. And it goes for layer first. So I think if he scouted him first and saw that it was like a 12 hatch or something, he might have gone speed first.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So I'm trying to be aggressive with these lings. I don't think it's going to be game over or anything, but it seems like, well, I guess never mind, that pool just finished. So we do have, we have 6 lings coming out for Keen, so we should be safe from this.
And we have the lings that are about to come out. So because again cross positions here, there's going to be absolutely no damage.
So much time
to the hatchery. Exactly. With the extra larva as well, this is really what's going to turn the tide here. And Little Chava is going to get a huge advantage because of this extra larva that he's going to have. He's going to block the top of this ramp super easily. Yep, and now he's going to have that ling advantage as soon as those 2 lings pop out. So now 8 lings versus 6 plus this 2 that are coming out across the map here for Lingy Pumpy, but he has now gone back into drone production. So we're gonna have to see what Little Chava decides to do. Is he going to continue to produce Zerglings? It looks like he is right now, instead of adding on more drones. So he's gonna have to try to do some kind of Ling counterattack after this attack here from Lingy Pumpy fades.
Yeah, I feel like the way that it's going, with Keen not really even trying to be aggressive right now, this is gonna favor Lingy Pump. Yeah, he's got his Spire started, he's getting a sunk, so he won't die. Seems like unless Keen can just kill him with a big flood of lings, Lingy Pump is just gonna automatically win this game to get those mutas out.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a little curious here that he doesn't know exactly what's going on. He hasn't scouted yet, but I think that he should know from this Ling timing that it has to be an early pool. So he shouldn't expect that there should be a second hatchery out yet. And I feel like he made a little bit of a mistake here by not trying to counterattack with all this Lings that he's going to have.
Yeah.
Look, he's still creating Zerglings. He did not go for layer. He went for speed first. He's only making Zerglings, no more drones. So he's going to be sitting on this 9 drone count for the rest of the game. And I mean, this Spire is about to finish. It's about 2/3 of the way done.
And he pulled out gas too, so he's pretty much just all in on this. So I guess we're going to see if Lingy Pump can hold off this big Ling attack. Oh, you know, I should be hiding the replay panel. There we go. All right.
It's gonna be hard. We're definitely gonna come down to that drone micro, that drone drill here from Lingy Pumpy. Otherwise, we're gonna have to see Low Chava go for some evolution shaper here, but he's gonna try to bust up the ramp here. There's a nice concave for Lingy Pumpy, but maybe he made a little too few Zerglings here. The Zerglings are gonna get surrounded. Only 4 Zerglings
way
left.
Too much for Keen. I thought let's see if that Sun can hold him off in time to get these 3 mutas alive.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit overcommitment here from Lingy Pumpy to get this 3rd Sun Colony up. But here comes the drone drill, gonna go right in front of the Sun Colony, doing a pretty good job here, actually, a very good job. A couple drones are gonna end up going down, but the Mutas are almost up. This first Sun Colony will end up going down, but the second one is gonna finish.
Looks like the second one will go down too. The third one is almost done.
Yeah, the third one just finishes. But, oh man, he's got like no drones left. He's only got 2 drones left so far. The Sunken does go down. The Lings are going to come in here. They're not targeting down the drones just yet. I think he's back on microing, but I think he just continues to flood Lings here. I guess this Ling flood is going to end up working out for him.
Yeah, I mean, even with the Mutas being unable to be killed, they can't kill the Lings fast enough to save his whole base.
Exactly. He's just going to, as you can see right now back at home, he's just rallying Zerglings across the map while he's getting this evolution chamber and some spore colonies back at his base. And right now it's just going to be an elimination game, but obviously Zerglings, with how much DPS they have against buildings, it is going to be not even close. And these spores are going to finish before the Mutas even get there anyway. So this is going to be game 1 going to Little Chava.
Yeah, I don't see any way for Ling Pump to come back.
Yeah, it was a good drone drill, but just too many Lings. I mean, when the drones, I think, went to drill to the gas, he had enough Lings there to go around the layer towards the mineral side of that Sun Colony and be able to surround it there.
All right, let's get into game 2. Yeah, I feel like there was a point where we saw Lingapump get more drones, and that was probably like the big.
A little greedy.
Yeah. He had more legs, he could have stalled for that much longer.
Yeah, exactly. I think that if he had a second Sunken Colony come up just in time before the Lings ended up flooding into the base, I think that might have been what he needed there. But as it is, he had to go panic and build 2 Sunken Colonies instead.
Yeah. One moment, let me fix this little overlay I have going on. Call that done. Alright, and with that, let's get into game 2.
Into the Way of an Eddy is going to be our map.
I didn't play this map in a long time. Like, it's been like a year since I played this. I had to practice it for my match this week, or last week. I forgot how big it is.
Yeah, this map is massive. Alright, well, Into the Way of an Eddy. Spawning here at the top right-hand position as the White Zerg is going to be Little Chava.
The bottom right, we got the loser of last game, Lingapump. Let's see if we can bring it back.
Curious to see, actually, that Lingapump has gone for an Overlord Scout to the top. Normally, you would want to send your Overlord actually horizontal, like Little Chava is doing. Yeah, exactly. Seeing the natural faster is much better because these naturals are facing towards the center on either the top or the bottom. So it's a little interesting. Luckily, it's going to work out for him. But normally speaking, this is, I mean, it could be part of a strategy, but I don't think this is necessarily ideal to scout this way. But who am I to say? I'm not a Zerg player. Right?
Yeah, who knows, man.
Both players looking like they're going for a 9 pull, though. No Overlord from either player here on 9 supply. And it looks like both players pulling off their drones. So it's going to be a 9 pull from each. We're going to see who's going to go for the speed, who's going to go for the hatchery instead, go for more of an economic play.
Yeah, I can't think of the last time I saw a ZVZ where both players picked the same build. It's always some weird rock, paper, scissors setup.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, both players going for that speed right now. Both players having gone for the standard 9 pull gas. So it's gonna come down to the micro potentially, and every single Zergling is gonna count for both these players. And really good for Lingy Pumpy is he's gonna be able to get this first scout off. He's gonna know exactly what build is coming out. He's gonna know also the spawn location. Now obviously Lil Chava is gonna know the spawn location as well, but he's not gonna know the build order.
Yeah, that's such a huge part of this matchup. Just every decision you make is so important when you have like 8 drones for the whole game, and making one building can completely change what you're doing. So that's such a big lead for Lingapump.
Yep, and Lil Chava immediately getting that metabolic boost right there, and we're going to see on the other side, no speed here for Lingy Pumpy, going to go straight for the lair once again.
And his Overlord hasn't even seen what Keen is doing yet, so he kind of, I think he just is comfortable with that kind of play, even if it didn't work out last time.
Yep, and he's not actually going to know the exact pool and gas time. I think he should know that this is a 9 pool speed, and he's going to see that there is no layer, and he's going to realize that the larva count is also a little bit off right now because there's just all of the larva has been made into Zerglings. Yeah. So he has read this properly, he is pulling back, and he is going to have to be the one to play a defensive style here because he has opted not to go for speed.
And he got a drone again, so clearly like he just has his plan sticking to, wow, he got another drone. So he clearly feels very safe.
Yeah, I mean, Defender's Advantage obviously is going to be here, and we're going to see here from Lil Chava, he's finally made another drone, but so far he has committed 2 extra larvae to Zerglings. I think there's actually one more Zergling egg popping out. Yeah, 2 more Zergling eggs popping out here for Lingy Pumpy that are coming up. So they are going to be equal on the Zergling count, but Lingy Pumpy has managed to squeeze out a couple extra drones earlier, so he will have a slight economic advantage. Not only the fact that he has gotten this much faster layer, and he's gotten his Spire already started.
Exactly. Yeah, the Ling count is just not nearly as skewed as it was last time, so I don't know if Keen can break through this time. How much of a difference does the uphill natural make in this matchup? I know in PvP it's a huge deal, but I don't know how much of a deal it is here, especially when you can have Overlords for vision. It doesn't seem like it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's not the biggest difference. Obviously, it's nicer to have that high ground vision, regardless, because then you don't have to kind of guess on which Zergling you want to attack, and you have more time to plan where you want to go. See, as you can see here, Lingy Pumpy is trying to poke up the ramp here with the Zergling vision on top of it. I think he's just bringing Overlord over here. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing now. Finally, is bringing an Overlord to get that high ground vision. We're going to see here that the Spire is about 5/6 of the way done here for Lingy Pump. We're going to see the meters come out soon, whereas the Spire here for Lil Chava is only halfway done. But I think that the rush distance is going to be okay here for Lil Chava. He is going to be able to get meters out in time to defend.
Yeah, and we're not going to see nearly the same situation we saw last game where only one player and meters, the other player didn't have layer at all. So it's going to come down to that micro.
Yes, sir. And also, a little weird to note is that Lingy Pumpy was not mining 3 guys on gas this whole time. So as you can see, he's actually picked up quite a bit of minerals, and he does not have that much gas to spend with. So he might have to make an in-base hatchery or something like that in order to make up for the minerals. You see one drone moving out right now. It looks like he might go for a hatchery of some sort.
Yeah, it looks like a Keen backed off because he knew that those meters are about to pop.
Yeah, both players also having taken now their natural expansion. Both players just going to go on the defense, and this will turn out into be a more longer style game, as we see.
Exactly. Can't wait to see just giant clouds of Mutalisks killing each other.
Yeah, but it is important to note that Lil Chava has in fact mined more gas here. I think he's had drones on gas for far longer than his opponent.
That's going to make a huge deal. It looks like Lingy Pump is getting scourged. Maybe, I don't know if that's just a normal part of it, or if he's trying to account for losing some gas. I see some Scourge for Keen here too, trying to micro around the Scourge of Lingy Pump. Nothing big going down yet, no big hits.
Yeah, we'll also have to watch the Ling play here from both players, because in these kind of situations, Lings are actually super important to try to get some sneak attacks in, kill some drones off potentially, and so this is going to come down to a lot of those mind games from both players of, am I going to counterattack you, or what's going to happen here? You should definitely, use these mutas to clean up these Lings and get any kind of larva advantage that he can, and small things like this, that's one larva, if you think about it, that he killed 2 Zerglings with.
Yeah.
You see 3 drones getting transferred over to make sure that he's got enough gas. But 3 drones on minerals, so he's definitely going to have to replenish that drone count a little bit.
Yeah.
And the fact that he does have extra minerals, a little bit of extra minerals, means that he probably can make a couple of extra drones to reinforce his mineral count. Because I don't think he can actually produce non-stop metas out of 2 gas with only 3 drones on minerals.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Now.
I don't think I've ever seen someone have twice as many guys in gas as they have on minerals at all. That's crazy. This matchup is so weird.
Yeah, on the other side of the map, we do have 8 drones mining minerals right now. He did not start his gas quite as early as Lingy Pumpy did. So Lingy Pumpy might have some meters advantage for a short period of time, but I'm not sure about the economics behind what he's doing right now. He might have to change that up just a little bit.
Yeah, we do see a Carapace upgrade coming out of Keen. Nothing started yet for Lingapump. He just doesn't have the gas to throw away on that kind of thing. So I feel like if Keen can hold off until that point in time, he'll have a big lead. We don't really see any big aggressive intent from Lingapump yet. But right as I say that, he has a flock of 8 Mutas and some Scourge flying across the map. So we'll see if we can get anything done before the armor upgrade comes out.
Yeah, I will point that out, exactly what you mentioned. Lingapumpy has not gotten any kind of upgrade started there at Aspire. Meanwhile, this +1 Carapace upgrade is already halfway done. So this is a huge position in the game right now that Lingapumpy must do some damage right here. And a big Scourge Trap coming in here for Lingapumpy is going to make some connections up. Some nice connections there. Managed to pick up, I think, 2 Mutalisks right there. And now
it's only 6 to 8. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, but he's got a couple Scourge in that Muta flock, though. Will he be able to land them? No, nice micro there from Lingapumpy.
I think there's just more Mutas for Lingy at this point.
Yeah, I think that's all she wrote. He's got such a bigger Mutalisk flock. There are new more Mutalisks left out right now. He's got 6 Mutas of his own. That's going to be GG.
Right.
It's going to be
going to game 3.
Tied up here. Yeah.
We're going to match point on match point.
Really well done there. Actually, the reason why he decided, I think, to have 3 drones on minerals there only is so that he could just continuously build Scourge. He's not going to have that many minerals.
That makes a lot of
Dump
sense.
it all. Yeah. Again, shows you why we don't know much about
Exactly. Yeah.
Go. Match point. There have been many an epic ZVZ on this map. The one I can think of, obviously, very fondly is Yellow versus Jadong on this map in Pro League. It's an old one. Yeah. All right. We are going to go into game number 3 here. Bottom left-hand spawn as the yellow Zerg is going to be Lil Chava. Yeah, so match point has definitely a pretty short rush distance. Also, obviously being a 2-player map, you already know where your opponent's going to be. So aggressive builds generally are a little bit more favored on this map. We will see, I mean, Lingapumpy has opted for 9 pool every single game thus far. I wouldn't be surprised if he were to go for it a 3rd time. It seems like he's really practiced these kind of 9 pool speed into layer type builds, so he might just pull it off again. But instead, no, we're actually going to see the Overlord come out here at 9 supply, or at least for Lil Chava, sorry. Lingapumpy is actually going to be the one, yes, again, going for that 9 pool. Yeah, there are a lot of mind games, obviously, with these maps, obviously. I know that Flash, for example, loves going 14cc on 2-player maps as well, because you're thinking like, oh, he's going to rush me, so you play defensive, and you get across the map and you realize he's actually CC first or something. But it looks like it's going to be an in-base 12 hatch? Yes, it will be. In-base 12 hatch here. Yeah, very economic. Definitely signifies he's going to more likely than not go for some kind of big Ling attack instead. Obviously going for the natural, less defensible, but you do end up getting that extra gas. And because he's actually gone for a 12-11 and most likely 10 here, yeah, there's the 10 gas. And because he has not gotten that natural hatch rate, this is going to be very defensible here against this 9 pool speed. Or 9 pool layer. Yeah, exactly. He is going to get across the map, see that there is no hatchery, and then he might be a little bit more timid, trying to poke into the main base, and that might actually buy Lil Chava enough time here to get those lings out. I mean, the pool is just about done. He will be able to start lings, but he might have to do a couple of drone pulls here in order to ward off these lings. Yeah. Yep, and he's going to come in here, realize that the Lings are just now building, and here come the drones. He's got the micro these drones really, really well here. Make sure he doesn't lose that many. One drone's gone down so far. This is a pretty good drone drill. 2 drones going down right now. He needs to try to save as many as possible. This 3rd drone, no, only 2 drones going down so far. It's pretty good micro thus far, but as you can see, this 2-hatch production is just going to be able to flood Lings right across the map while speed's halfway done now for Lochava. Oh, he built 3 drones out of this from his lair. He's not going to be building Zerglings. He's just going to rely on his drone drill and the Sun Colony. But that did not really fare well for him in the game 1. So it's a little interesting that he's gone for this approach instead. Yeah, he has this time opted for a faster second Sunken Colony. That is going to be the correct play. He's even making a 3rd one. Wow. I mean, he knows that this is going to be a 2-hatch Ling all-in effectively with that in-base 12-hatch. The second Sun Colony, I think, is going to get up just in time before these Lings start funneling in. That 3rd Sun Colony is not going to be started just yet. There it goes. He's going to have a decent amount of drones, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 10 to 11 workers right now in favor of Lingy Pump. He's actually now making more drones, as a matter of fact. So he is going to have the advantage, but meanwhile, with this pressure that Lochava will be able to take his 3rd base behind this. But I don't know, man. I mean, these mutas are about to come out. Yeah, I mean, we don't even have an evolution chamber started yet for Lingy Pumpy, and we'll see what he does with these mutalisks that are going to start coming out. Actually, he is, yeah, by 1. He can start making mutas. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. He's not making anything just yet. It's a little surprising here. Making a sunken, he needs to start building these mutas. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. There they go. But yeah, I mean, Lochava trying to posture around the base to get as much intel as possible, but now he's going to retreat back home. I feel like this is a little interesting. I guess he doesn't want to lose these links to these mutalisks, but he really needs Evolution Chamber, Spore Colony. The Spore is just going to start now here at the main base, but there's no defense here at the natural. So if he can run these mutas right across the map to that natural and be able to take that out before any kind of Spore Colony is able to finish, I think he'll be in a pretty good position. Yeah, Spore Colony is now started. I mean, they do finish very, very quickly. We're going to have to see how much damage they can do. He needs to not waste any time here. No hesitation. He will pick up one of the drones, but this Spore Colony is going to end up finishing, and it's going to chase these mutalisks away here. And yeah, he's got to run. And this will now turn into a longer game. We're going to have the layer started here for Lochava to try to catch up in tech. Yeah, and I mean, they're both gonna be able to drone up a little bit. We can see the natural base being taken here by Lingy Pumpy, and Keen will most likely try to grab that second extractor as fast as possible. Really wants to catch up in that gas income. Lingy Pumpy did have one guy on gas for a little bit. He's now fixed it back up to 3, but he's just gonna go around the map picking up all these overlords. This is really smart from him. But at the same time, he's got to watch out back at home. These Lings, he needs an overlord to kind of watch the middle of the map right here, because these Lings are gonna be able to force a cancel on this natural.
Oh yeah, this natural's going down.
Yeah, that is a big mistake. I don't think so. Yeah, that drone will go down. He might have to just plop down an in-base hatchery of some sort just to try to keep up in that larva count and maybe make some more Lings, more drones out of the second hatchery while his first hatchery continues to make mutas. And right now, I've got to say, I actually like Keen's position a little bit better. He's droning up a lot. He's got a decent amount of spores at each base. He might need to make one more at his natural. But he should be able to take that second gas there soon, and he's got his Spire coming up.
Yeah, we do see that second Spore Colony to help him cover the gas when he does decide to take that. It's going to be pretty important. Spire is started, like you said. We see a trickle of mutas coming out of Lingapump, but you can see his resources are so imbalanced because he lost that natural expansion. He just doesn't have the gas to support the mutas that he needs to make right now. He doesn't seem like he's willing to spend links, to spend larva on links, so a big army lead for
Yeah, he's doing a good job here, sniping 2 drones at the natural base. This is exactly what he needs to do. Make sure that drone count doesn't get out of control. Otherwise, that income off that 3 hatchery production is going to get way too much for him. And I'm a little bit also surprised that, well, yeah, I'm a little surprised that he had that Lil Chava hasn't gone for another counterattack here with these Zerglings. He knows that Lingy Pumpy isn't going to have that many Lings. I'm a little surprised that he's keeping this many Lings back at home rather than being a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to shut down that natural again, and I don't think the Mutas are able to stop the Lings in time.
Yeah, the Lings got there in time. The hatchery, I think he's going to get there just barely in time.
That's
but it's going
brutal.
to be heavily damaged.
Yeah, it is still going to be vulnerable for a follow-up attack, but that's still pretty brutal for Keen to lose all those Lings and not even get the hatch down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lil Chava's Spire has just now finished. He's got a decent amount of drones mining here at both of these bases, so he's going to be able to start really using that larva advantage to get himself evened up here on that Mutalisk count. He does have 9 Mutas that he needs to come back into, which is obviously a very hefty amount. But I think that with this strong economy that he has, he's going to be able to even it up very soon.
Exactly right. We see the Mutas start to pop out, keeping them safe by those spore colonies. Oh, poking out a little bit, showing off his micro skills, getting some free shots on Lingapump here.
Ooh, that was a bad shot right there. Yeah. Managed to take a lot of damage on that one Mutalisk. Ooh, this is a little bit overcommit here.
Way too brave.
Yeah, oh, he's going to lose
2 Mutas. Oh, that's brutal. You need everyone.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a misplay there. Ends up also losing one of the drones to those Mutalisk glaives. Very powerful using that evolution chamber as a way of bouncing glaives off. But, I mean, you know, if we look at the game state right now, he doesn't have that many, or Lingy Pumpy doesn't have that many drones. He's only got 5 drones now back on gas, or back on minerals, at least at his main base. He's transferring 2 drones over to his second gas. So he is going to be able to start getting a little bit more gas. Obviously, we're probably going to see some, a little bit more Scourge because of how low this mineral count is, although he does have 500 banked up so far. But yeah, Lil Chava losing those 2 Mutas for free was really, really bad. Not that he needed that evolution chamber at this point, because he's going to be able to catch up on Mutas soon. But we're going to have to watch how he's able to defend these Mutas for a little bit longer until he can really get back that Muta count back up.
Yeah, and we see Lingapump making some more Lings. Looks like he's committed to doing more and more damage to Keen here. Keen still has a good bank of Lings saved up. Should keep him safe from these 7 Lings coming in. But they are they're just going straight
this
to the
is really smart. This is really smart. Lil Chava is not reacting.
No.
That is actually a huge pickoff.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal. Absolutely worth it for Lingapump to take down that spore colony. Lings are so ridiculous, man. They kill that so fast.
Yeah, I mean, spore colonies are a little bit more healthier than their sunken counterparts. Sunken's only have 300 HP, but Ling's DPS is pretty insane, and that's going to open up a little bit more room for those Mutalisks to kind of poke in and out, and every little bit of space right now is much better for Lingy Pumpy, and yeah, I mean, he doesn't have an evolution chamber. He quality for nothing.
Yeah, and it blocks that mineral patch. That's pretty brutal. But it looks like Keen is up to 10 Mutas. That's almost as many as Lingapump. So it looks like he's finally caught up. He still has the superior economy. So if he can hold off this gigantic attack coming from Lingapump, he should be.
This is actually so interesting right here. We're going to see the massive Ling flow here from Lingy Pumpy. There are no Lings back at home.
Oh yeah, they all ran out.
Try to do a counterattack. Oh no, I don't know about this. This might actually end the game here from Lingy Pumpy. He needs to kill that spore colony as soon as possible with those Lings, because otherwise, right now, he actually has defender's advantage slightly with that spore colony. Spore colony is just about to go down, but with this Muta fight, I don't know if Lingy Pumpy had enough here to combat that something else up, but it looks like he has enough.
Yeah, just barely enough. I think he started that fight with like 2 more Mutas, and it just snowballs into this. Natural of Keen is going to go down.
Yes, that Ling flood right there. I mean, he's going for a Ling counterattack on the other side of the map, but I don't know if that's enough. Scourge popping out right now. He's really desperate, trying to kill off these Mutalisks. He will have enough Mutas and Scourge here. The Scourge need to get some good shots off.
So many Scourge popping. Absolutely desperate to clear out the skies. He takes down the natural. He can't really move into the main. There's still 4 sunks there.
Yeah, this is definitely a wild game right here. Lingy Pump, I will say, has had really, really good... Oh, besides that right there. But he's had really good Muta micros so far this game. And, oh, wait, the Mutas, 2 Mutas going down to those Scourge. That was really powerful. Yeah.
The problem is, even with all these Scourge, he only has 2 Mutas alive, and they're getting picked off right now. So I feel like even if he gets these good trades with these Scourge, he's just going to keep falling farther and farther behind.
Oh man, these Scourge definitely are pretty good. I was about to say how good his micro was against these Scourge. until he ended up losing like about 5 meters now to the Scourge. And it's actually evened up 1
Wow.
meter to 1 meter.
I can't believe it. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, but he will have this +1 carapace finishing soon. He's also got a much bigger gas bank when Keen had to dump all that gas into Scourge right now. And so both players are just trying to, I guess, look for what the next move is potentially going to be. He's going to try to send some Lings across the map, buddy. This is not going to work out at all. There's 4 sunken colonies there. You might as well keep the Lings back at home. I guess he's trying to scout to see if there is a natural.
And Lingy is capitalizing on this. He pulled those 4 Lings up at the mineral-only base, and he didn't get too much damage. He killed the Extractor at the natural, but it shows that he's really aware of what he can and can't get away with here. He's really aware of where Keen is going and how to deal with it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now we see another big Ling flood here from Lil Chava. The problem is that you've got 4 sunken colonies back at the base of Lingy Pumpy. So I'm not sure if Lings here are the correct answer. I mean, Lingy Pumpy has turtled himself so well into that main base that really, I just think that he... man, I don't know how he's going to be able to push forward in this game because he's not going to be able to match this meter count from Lingy Pump. Lingy Pump's just got way too big of a gas bank right now. Even though he's down on Larva overall, there's just not enough income for Lil Chava.
Yeah, I feel like Lingy Pumping is making such a good use of those 4 suns. Like, we were talking about how it's probably too much. Like, you probably could get away with like 2 or 3, but just it makes them so invincible to all these counterattacks in this really like close situation here. I feel like if Lingy Pump only had like 1 or 2 sunks right now, he'd be dead. Like those big Ling kills from Keen would have killed him by now.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it is ended up working out in his favor here, but now we're seeing how desperate Lil Chava is going for this Hydra stat. Oh boy, we're going to see how that works. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's going to start building them. We'll see if he's going for Hydra speed. So yeah, he's just going to go into Hydras, but God, I mean, this economy is so poor. I mean, I guess to utilize his larva count, his currently 2 hatch versus 1 hatch, he's got to find some way of using that advantage because there's no real way for him to come back right now. I mean, I guess if Lingy Pumpy is going to throw away a couple of these mutas here to the Scourge.
Yeah, it's 5 mutas to 5 mutas, and it looks like Lingy Pumpy is just trying to get out of there. Finally, it's starting to attack, but it's just too late. There's too much of a health lead here from Keen.
Yeah, well, I mean, the +1 carapace is doing a pretty good job here.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that armor upgrade's pretty good. Wow, is he win that fight? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he won to win that fight.
King got like 3 or 4 free volleys in that fight, and he still lost.
Yeah,
armor upgrade's pretty good.
Is pretty good. Lings are going to be able to come in here. I think they're going to be able to shut down this natural base potentially, but again, you're losing a lot of these Zerglings here. He's going to have to get the cancel off. Wait, maybe is he going to get the split?
Oh my god, so close. Down to like 20 HP at one point. Oh my god.
That's so depressing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I mean, now he's really locked in his base. Like, after losing all those Lings, that was the last bit of map pressure you had to keep the mutas back at home. Lingy Pumpy now is going to continue to ride this big muta ball to the win, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think 4 Hydras is going to cut it. Keen trying to make drones. Maybe he's trying to make a sport colony or something, but just I don't think he's got time to do anything. It's this huge lead that Lingy Pumpy has pulled himself into here.
Yeah, and once this natural hatch finishes, yeah, and we're going to see a couple more drones being built here. Honestly, I feel like Lingy Pumpy could just go for a big Ling flood of his own because there's no sunken colonies that can deal with this inside of Lil Chava's base. And so he's going to be able to be the one that might have the Ling aggress. Because right now the metas, I mean, you could probably go for some kind of all-in, like onto that top sport colony right there, because the second floor sport colony is quite far down that they don't really protect each other too well. But he's probably just playing it safe right now. I'm probably waiting for a couple more metas before he tries any kind of big dive. And yeah, here come the couple of Lings here to try to get some drone snipes.
Oh, they're going straight for that sport colony again. There's so much damage on it. But the Hydras will be able to clean it up. Now, what do you do when you're a Zerg player and you see your opponent has Hydras? Like,
I mean, you probably laugh at it a little bit.
How do you feel? Yeah, you're like, oh, really? You're this desperate?
I mean, especially Lings. Lings do pretty well against Hydras themselves. I mean, obviously, Hydras do the max damage, I think, to... or actually, do they do max damage?
No, they do half damage to mutas, I think. I think mutas are small.
Or, I mean the Zerglings. I think they do half damage to Lings. So, Lings are pretty good against Hydras anyways, and couple that with Muta Micro, that's definitely something you're going to have to watch out for.
Keen trying to cross the map, getting caught by these mutas.
Yeah,
pick
he's
off
just going to
one
stall this
Hydra.
out.
Yeah.
And terrain abuse here is going to be insane.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Match Point doesn't have that much terrain to abuse, but this little area is enough, I think. And yeah, he's just going to aim
just
this right
enough
off his
mutas.
Hydras.
Yeah, you can just kill all these Hydras. That's got to be the last gasp for Keen here. I don't see what he can do to get back, and there we go.
There it is, GG. Lingy Pumpy for Socialized Healthcare going to take this series here 2-1.
Exactly. So, see, I like ZVZ. I like casting ZVZ. It's like, it's quick. It gets, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it's not a TVT where you sit there and watch them like draw tank lines on the map for.
Yeah, see, there's another thing here. Like when you told me you didn't want to cast not Samyang, Passion Daddies. I was like, I looked at the games. It's like TVTs and TVP. I'm like, okay, I'm glad we're not casting this instead because ZVZ's in a TVC.
Oh my god.
But a little boring for me.
Alright, I got the game up. I'm gonna fix the overlay. This game we have Hate Snow, the Terran, against Silver, the Zerg. So a matchup that at least one of us will know more about.
Yeah, I mean, TVC meta right now these days is a little wild. Even I can't even keep up sometimes with the meta for TVZ. Not that I've been back for too long. But I mean, dude, these biomech builds, pure mech builds, Valk builds, pure bio 2 racks, science vessels, like
so many little variants.
There's a lot of small variants, and it is definitely something that I have to keep up with a lot. But I honestly think that I feel like the meta is slowly shifting back to normalized. It's so funny because I feel like the meta has gone back to like mid 2000s era, like 2006, 2007, 2008. When 2-hatch meta was really popular because of July Zerg and J-Dom. And every Terran and their mother was going for this 2-racks Academy style build. So we're going back to that after over a decade. Yeah. Yes, sir. I will say there's a reason why this is my favorite matchup to watch, because of how dynamic this matchup can be. Meanwhile, on the top left as the White Terran Clan Nice, and representing Samyang Fire, it's going to be Hate Snow. Alright, Fighting Spirit here. This spawn location does favor Terran a little bit. Zerg can't really get behind the natural as well as he would like to. He's going to have to fly all the way around to the back of that natural. And Fighting Spirit in general is definitely... I did a lot of research into this map. It is, I would say nowadays, definitely Terran favored a little bit more. And it's well, okay, so the reason I say this, when I was playing as ZVTs myself and I was going for this 2-hatch meta, Neo Sylphid, God, it is such a good map for Zerg because the mineral line at the natural is literally tucked up against the terrain. So, exactly. So the closest you can put them is the turrets when they hug the minerals, and obviously that impacts your mineral mining, but more importantly, it's just not able to deal with the mutas coming in because of how little range they actually have. Like the effective range of the mutas is so much more. And I was playing it against this guy, this random, this poor little ladder guy, and he was losing every single SCV.
Oh, no.
I felt bad for him. So yeah, Fighting Spirit definitely a much better map for Terran because you can put those turrets closer to and have their effective range a lot greater than on a map like Neo Sylphid.
That makes a lot of sense. I know, like, as a Protoss player, I feel like a lot of these new maps, at least the ones in CPL, they have such tiny naturals. It's like so hard to put any kind of buildings down or like keep my army there while I'm trying to bust out of a container or something. Like, and I feel like that kind of stems from the same thing, like have the minerals like flush with the water, and not having these big spaces where you can put stuff. Definitely changes a lot about a map. You wouldn't really think about it, like the size of a natural or just like tiny things like which way the minerals are pointed. It makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, this game is just so deep on so many different levels. We
really
will
detail
see here. Yeah, we will see here that the drone scout is going to find the Terran. He's going to see that it is not a gas. It's going to... Well, actually, I don't think he's actually seen it just yet. No, he hasn't seen the gas taken just yet. He is going to see a second supply depot. I really feel like Silver needs to just poke up there, make sure that this isn't some kind of mech build.
Yeah.
Although, I guess from the way that Hate Snow has positioned his buildings, it might look like more like Bio, and his SCV is coming down here potentially to drop that CC, so he knows probably that it's going to be standard Bio build, or at least at the very least, not a fast Vulture build. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we do see, again, 2-hatch. Very standard 2-hatch meta that we're accustomed to seeing these days.
We see speed before lair. Is that normal in this matchup? I feel like lair first is normal.
It seems indicative of a mass Ling flood at some point. We're probably to see him try to keep this SCV out as soon as these Lings start popping. And yeah, we see the eighth egg of Zerglings coming out right now, and he is running these Lings across the map, ignoring the SCV. And yeah, we're seeing so many Zerglings come out from these 2 hatcheries, and it's really going to come down to how Hate Snow is going to respond. He does have the bunker coming up right now. This is really important for him. He's going to probably need to drop down a second barracks as soon as possible to deal with this Ling flood as well.
Yeah, I feel like this reaction is just too slow. Like, there's not that much pulled here. There's not much of a wall. I feel like the Lings could just run past the bunker. Let's see if he can block that ramp with these SCVs. Oh, nice job there.
Yeah, doing a very good job here. These Lings are going to end up dying. I think only going to kill off 1 Marine, 1 SCV. That is very, very well done there by Hate Snow. Silver, a little bit aggressive there. I would have liked him just to pull back, wait for Speed to finish. I mean, Speed's just not going to finish, so he really had an opportunity there to run by. Instead, he decides to go for the attack, be aggressive, see if Hate Snow wasn't going to react properly, but Hate Snow did a very good job there of pulling his SCVs in time.
Exactly, proving me wrong as soon as I open my mouth, showing what I know about this matchup. Hate Snow going up for that Academy. Looks like it'll be some kind of 2-racks Academy play, assuming I know what I'm talking about. Hate Snow trying to scout again. Yeah, with this SCV, getting pretty far considering how many speedlings there are. It looks like Silver is trying to go for trying to disguise these Lings rather than using the kill the scout.
Yeah, in fact, he's even pulled off the SCV entirely, just letting him come in here. He's going to scout this 2-hatch for free, and he is going to see these drones coming on the back of it.
A run by again at the natural, but these workers, oh no, they just slide right past the Lings.
Oh, this is actually pretty big here. These Lings are going to get a lot of damage here inside the main base. They can camp on top of these barracks to kill off all of these.
Going right for the Academy, brutal.
Oh man, I mean, if this Academy goes down, it's going to be so delay. It's going to delay everything here from Hate Snow. But
fighting for surface area, but I think the workers win it. And there you go. He saves the Academy, and I feel like maybe that wasn't the right choice to kill that tech building. It wasn't enough Lings to protect that a critical mass to kill it in time.
Yeah, I mean, he has forced out 2 Firebats here from Hate Snow that would have preferred to be medics in this situation, or just even regular Marines. On the other side of the map, he does see that there are 2 Firebats that came out, so he's going to have to drop down that creep colony. This SCV scout, man, it's gotten so much information here. I mean, he knows that the Spire's coming down right now. No eBay just yet. I think he needs to drop that eBay very soon, otherwise he is going to start falling behind a little bit, and he also needs to mainer some SCVs over down to that natural.
Precisely. It looks like Terran is ready to push out. They got 2 medics. Small group of bio here. Probably not going to commit with this, just enough to force out some sunks and force out some defense from the Zerg player. Yeah, we see some Lings coming out too. Some more Lings coming out of the hatchery. And we start to see the mutas begin to hatch, but Zerg has been spending their minerals on these colonies, on these Zerglings. Showing the power of this threatening posture from Terran.
Yeah, he did manage to force out a couple sun colonies, but unfortunately his eBay might be a little bit delayed here. These mutas are about to pop out. They're going to start flying over. He might be able to get turrets out if he literally plants them as soon as his eBay finishes. But it's going to be delayed, I tell you. It's going to be cutting it very, very close. These mutas, if they can get into the main base here, especially when you killed off a couple of those early Marines there with some Lings, you forced a round of Firebats as well that aren't turned into Marines either. This is really dangerous here. Oh, the mutas aren't flying over. What is with these Zerg players not using their mutas as soon as they pop out?
I know, it's like a game of seconds here. All these turrets are going to be up. Although, I mean, it's only like 2 mutas, right? I'd be pretty scared to commit in with those.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like he could just poke in, though. You know
I mean, it's worth it to try. Just run in there and see what's going on.
Yeah, but unfortunate that he did not end up using these mutas to his advantage here. I mean, even the top part of the base still is very vulnerable. The turret range probably only goes to about the gas. So, I mean, the mutas camp behind the refinery somewhat can even pick off that top supply depot as well. I mean, this is the things that are going to separate, the top-notch Zerg players from your average Zerg players. That they really know how to abuse these Mutalisks as much as possible. These Mutalisks come and fly in here right now. I don't doubt that Silver has excellent Muta Micro though.
Yeah, exactly. In a tier 0 match, I think we're pretty sure that they have the fundamentals down. Finally, getting some damage done with these Mutalisks.
Yep, picking up a couple of these SCVs.
Here,
delaying a lot of especially the gas production there. He is kind of quartered himself into the back here. He needs to just hold position those Mutas somehow. Oh, these Mutas are ended up getting AI'd into the turrets.
Bit of miscontrol here, taking some unnecessary damage on these Mutas.
Yeah, back at home though, we're gonna see this big force here coming in. He might have enough right now. Some colonies are not just done yet. The third one is only just now started. He needs these Mutas and these Lings to come into here to attack. The Fire Bats are gonna go focus down on these Zerglings. The last Sun Colony is gonna go down, and now the Mutas, only 4 of them, because mostly of them are badly damaged.
They're all bruised here, and just focusing down the Sun Colony. Looks like he will be repelled, but Zerg is still going to be hurting from that. They're going to have to rebuild those sunks. They're going to have to get more units up. It's going to cost them more and more potential drones. Terran kept the medics alive. They only lost a few units. Way easier to replace that than what Zerg lost.
Yeah, but he's also gone up to now 4 barracks. So this is going to start looking more and more like a scary bioforce. Starting his factory as well. He's going to be starting taking up to those science vessels as we see the scan going down onto the main base. +1 attack actually upgrade coming down for Zerg on these Mutas. So he's very, I wouldn't say all in, but it's a very scary aggressive force here that has to really get some damage. That otherwise this investment here into that +1 is not going to be.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense because he has to force Terran away from this third base. The third base is completely undefended. I don't think we see Lurker Tech yet, so and there's not even a sunk there.
Oh, he's got to micro this Mutas.
Oh no!
Marines from the behind here. He thought that the force was too small, was able to just kill them, didn't have to micro those Mutas. He ends up unfortunately losing a lot more than he expected. And I mean, he's only got 1 Sun Colony over there, and this Marine force off this 4th barracks push is going to be very, very strong.
Yeah,
he's
so many Marines here with the +1 attack upgrade. Going to chew through all this stuff so fast. I don't know what Zerg can do about this.
Yeah, here it comes. I mean, only 1 sunken. Second sunken is just about to come up here. The Mutas are just all dead. There's nothing left. That's going to be GG.
Silver chaps out. Pretty intense game there from start to finish.
Yeah, I think that there are a couple things that Silver could have done a little bit better there. Holding off the Lings from going in too far. I think if he were to just bank them up and then try to go for a big run by, or even just like a bunker bust, would have been a lot better. Instead, he had slow Lings that was, as Artosis would say, a little bit of an anti-timing there.
Exactly. I feel like so many small timing mistakes like that just added up to that loss. Like we saw the Mutas being a bit delayed. We saw the Mutas kind of hit the turrets for too long. Very tiny little mistakes really add up like that.
Yeah, and I mean, especially in the TVZ, you can't make those mistakes.
Oh yeah,
it's too
everything
razor thin wire. Yep.
All right, we got Hate Snow, the winner of last game, the Terran and the Magenta, I believe that.
Oh, I haven't seen this pink in a while. These are certainly some interesting colors we got here. But at the bottom left right now, as the beige Zerg, it's going to be Silver down 0-1 on Into the Way of an Eddy. I mean, cross positions, obviously, I would always say favors Zerg, generally speaking. Although with the new meta right now of the TVZ always being a 2-hatch meta build, it actually is my favorite Terran because you have more time to get up turrets, you have more time to be able to set up a defense against those Mutalisks. I will say on this map, I can't see the whole map unfortunately because of replay settings instead of actual observer, but I want to say that the naturals are actually a lot better for Zerg, although you can put some turrets above and below the mineral line that kind of allows them to get the most effective.
You can't put anything behind them. I think there's invisible blockers there.
Yeah, but you can't put them side by side, which I think is enough potentially to deal with the Mutalisk harass. But we're going to see standard stuff coming from players. Looks like a 12 hatch from Silver and another standard barracks opener from Hate Snow.
All right.
Yeah,
And
also
those two
unfortunate.
turns.
Yep, unfortunate for Hate Snow. I always am so sad about cross positions because no matter where you send your SCV, you're gonna have to. You can't go for that 15, 16 CC. Be really greedy with it. You must go for that second supply depot on 15 instead. So every time I see the cross positions, I'm like, man, there's nothing I could have done. I had to put down that second supply depot early. Well, both players should know where each other are after seeing those workers. Yep,
Exactly.
they're both going to realize, hey, you're not from that position. I'm going to know where you are. But we see from Silver, very standard 12, 11, 10, it looks like. Or actually, Silver going for a 3-hatch this game instead, actually.
All right, so is that better in these cross positions? Do you think that was a reaction to figuring out where the Terran was coming from?
It might be because obviously, again, your Muriel's timing is going to be a little bit more delayed reaching the Terran base because of cross positions. I do want to say, though, that it is a little harder to take a third base when you're cross positions, and this build specifically, the 3-hatch, is designed to get you a third gas by having a much stronger mid-game army.
So, do you still want to take like a third that's far from your main here, or do you just end up taking the sort of a natural third right above your main?
It could be both. It could be both. Depends on, again, how much aggressiveness you want to go for in the middle of the map. If you want to go for like a much bigger Mutaling ball, or potentially even just like Mutaling lurker ball in the middle of the map that wants to fight the Terran, what you're going to end up doing is you want to probably take a closer base. Whereas if you want to be more efficient with those two lurkers hogging a ramp or holding a ramp, then you might want to take that farther away third.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. See
yeah,
this?
We can see here, by the way, this extractor steal. This is actually pretty big because he scouted the 3-hatch, which means he wants to open +1 5-racks, but he's delayed the gas so much that it's not actually looking. I mean, this +1 5-racks is going to be delayed by quite a bit. This is a very late gas.
That is a nice play from the Zerg. It hurts so much. Yeah, so with that push delayed, and this map is so big, that's going to be a nice advantage for the Zerg in being able to hold off that push compared to the normal, at least. The lair started, third hatch is done.
Sir, we're gonna. I would love to see Hate Snow, and this is a little bit more of a weird tactic, but I know that a lot of Terran players like doing this. You see how many Marines this guy right now? He's got like 7 Marines. You would just like threaten to push out across the map, force the Zerg to maybe drop a Sun colony early on, and then just walk back home. Like once you get to the middle of the map, it's a little bit of a special trick to try to force as every little bit of income out of the Zerg. But I think that more Terran players should be doing that strategy.
Yeah, especially after he had the scout in the Zerg base and saw that there wasn't like a big link flood or anything coming. He's not scared about a run by, so he should feel pretty safe in trying to poke across the map.
Yep, but this SCV is going to try to get in here. Now, we're going to see the vision. Will he see the Hydrogen? He will see the Hydrogen. This is... Ooh, Silver's going to have to relearn how to put that... relearn to put the location of the Hydrogen a little bit further back. Yeah.
Do you think he had it there to like try to wall versus like, I don't know, like a vulture run by or something? Like, it seems like a weird choice to put it right there.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, I understand the reasoning for putting it at his third hatchery. The idea is to force the Terran scans to be a lot more scattered over his base.
Yeah.
But he probably would want to put on the left side of his hatchery rather than above it right there, or even at the very least, try to tuck it back at his lair somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, I agree. That makes a lot of sense. Not much to add there. So we see the barracks count starting to go up for Hate Snow. We see a factory. That's not part of the 5 racks plus 1, is it?
Well, yeah, I think what he's doing is he's changing his build a little bit right now because he's seen that it's lurkers. Generally speaking, when you see fast lurkers, you want to go into faster tanks, faster vessels, because you don't want to spend so much trying to scan lurkers everywhere. Now, if it were me, I'd be too stubborn and I would still go for 5 racks. But stop lurkers is definitely something you want to be very careful about when you go for this kind of build, and you're not going to have faster vessels because, again, 5 racks does delay those vessels by quite a bit. And with this, he's going to have very fast vessels. As a matter of fact, he's going to have a 1630 started starport right here. Yep, starport starting now. It's actually 1620, so it's going to be very fast vessels. He's got this hidden third base at the natural here at this top left position. It's so greedy, but I mean, it's never going to get scouted usually if the scans go down.
Yeah, if the turn relies on scans, I don't think you'd pick that. I don't think you'd scan that base in a million years.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, though, to reinforce it because it is very close to the Terran base. Now, these lurkers are finally done here. They will be able to burrow, most likely, right in front here. The stim goes right down. He's going to pick up one lurker and back up. Nice. Very good.
Nice pick off there from the Terran. Not going to be able to kill Zerg, but just make it, forcing him to make one more expensive lurker to feel safe in staying alive here.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to come in here and maybe try to snipe another lurker down. Oh, nice. Nicely done again. Lings will get a little bit of a surround off, losing a couple Marines here. But again, every single lurker that he's able to snipe right now is very well worth it. And now these Lings are also going to get picked off. These lurkers are going to try to run by here. He's going to end up seeing these lurkers try to go. But again, he's already got this double starport finish right now. He's going to go for a very quick SK Terran style, get these vessels up once those fast irradiates. And I mean, he's going to end up losing this little force outside, but he's... his macro has slipped a little bit, actually.
Yeah, we see the Zerg getting that fast Queen's Nest. No Hive yet. Probably saving up that gas. So I don't know what that... Like, a 2-base Hive, that's pretty unusual, isn't it?
Well, he hasn't saturated his third base just yet. Usually he can get away with his 2-base Hive, but you need to get that third gas started to get saturated. Alternatively, what he could do if he loses that third base is just go for a 2-base Hive all in with Defiler and Effort was very popular for making that build against Flash in the ASL finals, where he did that 2-base, 2-hatch Hive play where he walked the Defiler all the way to the Terran base and was able to all-in him with Swarms.
Nice. I feel like, though, those lurkers that die that we talked about, that gas is going to add up when you go for this kind of fast tech build. Like, you want every gas point to go into those tech buildings and those tech units as fast as you can.
Yeah, I mean, this is the power of the three-hatch lurker, though, is that until Terran is actually able to get out science vessels, which again looks like Hate Snow has ended up supply blocking himself here, not able to start those vessels as soon as possible. I mean, it doesn't matter how many lurkers he's going to have if the Terran opponent cannot see him. Exactly. Now, Hate Snow did end up scanning everywhere, and again, he did see the creep a little bit here. I don't know what he scouted. I'm not sure if he realized there's actually creep up there at the top left and actual. We're going to see how he deals with it, but it seems that he hasn't reacted just yet to it. Another SCV coming out here, maybe to scout, so I don't think he's actually noticed that there was creep there.
Very crucial. I've had so many games where, like, even with like starting probe, I just barely didn't see the creep at the end of the base, and I was scared of the wrong main. It's hard to see it. Like, it doesn't really show up that strong on the minimap, especially on this tile set. So very easy to miss that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, purple on blue, not easy to see. But I think that, Silver's got himself into a very comfortable position here, especially with all of these slight macro missteps from Hate Snow, where he got supply depot, or he supply blocked himself a couple times, not able to really macro up that big of a bio army. I mean, now he's really pulled away. I think Silver actually is the one right now who's having a couple of missteps here, although I guess he's going straight into Ultra's Cavern, not even going into any kind of Defiler mount.
Wow, that's I don't think that's quite a Crazy Zerg, but it's getting there.
Yeah, I think Crazy Zerg goes from Mutas straight into Ultras. This one's going Lurkers into Mutas, or sorry, Lurkers into Ultras. But I suppose it accomplishes the same thing, right? You're spending roughly the same amount of gas on your Lurkers as you would have on your Mutas.
Yeah, it looks like Hate Snow is building up for some big, maybe like middle of the map ground army fights here. He's got this like little force here that's been like slowly creeping across the map. They've now made it to where the Terran third would go. Definitely not going to find any potential for damage here with all these vessels and this huge bio ball. But maybe they'll wait for the army to move out and then run by into the natural.
Yeah, what I think might happen here is you see this one lurker sitting in the middle of the map. He might use this lurker kind of like as a scout. So when this Terran army moves across the map, he's going to try to go for a backstab. And every Zerg needs to learn the backstab. It is the most best tactic Zerg has in this matchup that was popularized way back when in 2007 by Savior. But it's kind of what it looks like he's doing. He's trying to look for it, but at the same time now he's pushing back.
The Terran scouts it out with this flying factory. Checking his third, forcing the Zerg to try to find another angle to attack from the very least. Looks like Terran is aware of that, setting out the squad of Marines looking for that little group of Zerg units. They find the lurkers.
Yeah, but I think all these Marines might
way too many lurkers.
Nice split.
He split. Right back into him. Yeah. Yep. Bulk of the force is headed down to try to catch these lurkers. So this is a big army coming out here from the Terran. Plenty of three vessels, a decent amount. But there's 4 ultras done, 5 ultras done already. Way too much to irradiate, especially after spending them on these lurkers.
Yep, and he's also already got that Ultraless Carapace upgrade as well. So these are going to be very tanky Ultras as when they come out, especially when I think that +2 Carapace, +2 Carapace is just now started down for Zerg, as well as that +2 melee upgrade. But these are already pretty well upgraded Ultras, I gotta say, compared to these Marines only got +1
+2
armor.
About to finish,
+2 is just about finished, yeah.
Still pretty decent armor on those ultras. Sunk's starting to come down. Looks like the lurkers were cleaned up for the most part, so it'll be just Ling Ultra against this Bioforce. We see some Scourge. Hope maybe he can get those picks on these science vessels. We'll see how that comes down. Oh, it's a spore colony here, trying to ward off those vessels. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does indeed. And these vessels are coming forward here. We're going to have to watch these Scourge snipes here, but now the Ultras are going to probably have to move forward a little bit to deal with this Bio Ball. Here we go. The medics are in pretty good position in front of the Ultras right now, blocking for these Marines in the back right now. Good irradiate on that one Ultra, but that one Ultra is going to get right in the middle of everything.
He gets so much splash damage here. But no speed on these Ultras. Really hard to get into the position to do what they need to do against this Terran army. And it feels like Terran's not taking too much damage here, chewing through everything Zerg has here.
He lined up that attack really well with that +2/+1 upgrade, finishing just now for the Terran.
Wow,
also, no Nice Canal is a little bit unfortunate there for Silver, and he's gonna have to tap out.
I feel like we just watched like Zerg delicately build a sandcastle for 10 minutes, and then Terran came over and
washed it
over with his truck, just crushed it. It was brutal.
Yeah. Really strong 2-1 timing though. It was really, really well done there by Hate Snow.
Exactly. Alright, well, that was our 2 series for today. Looks like it's going to be an even matchup so far between these 2 teams. Depends on how the other tiers go.
Was that it?
For Tier 0.
Oh, yeah. You're right, yeah, because I forgot Silver didn't win Game 1.
Yeah.
Alright,
First series was 3 games, but this one was only...
Yes, indeed. It was very fun. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, for sure. It's a little weird to be back, but I'm trying to get my feet back in the water and do a little bit more stuff around the... Yep. Thank you everyone for having us. I'm gonna take off right now and definitely watch Warpgate's stream later on today.
Turns out my mic was muted that whole for that last. It looks like every time I change to a different scene, the mic mutes. But anyway, so I'll just say it again. I'm gonna stream in a few hours. You're gonna see some derpy Protoss plays. Tune in for that, and thanks for watching, guys. See you around.
All right, sounds good.